Hey guys, long time no see. I am back home. I don't know if you used to watch my videos, but I am back home. So I am with my bookcase and I'm actually on the floor instead of a chair because that felt right. Usually this is on the camera, but I felt like doing a little sit down, a little like what I've been up to video. And I haven't used this camera in a while. I'm gonna try to not keep that in my face, but if it is, because I feel like a little rock star. No, I feel like a little celebrity talking with a little mic. So I'm here to kind of give you an update. I haven't been in the best place lately, mentally, and I think it's really good. I'm one of those people where it's really good to talk about kind of what you're going through and mental state. Is anybody gonna listen? Probably not. But I have been seeing some more subscribers on my channel lately, and I think it's only fair to kind of give an update. So I wrote a lot of this down because I was like, I'm gonna forget half the things I want to say, but I'm here to say it. So if I'm being honest, I haven't been myself since 2022, but it all really went downhill in March of this year, so 2024. I was with a guy. I wasn't really with him, but like we were dating, but we weren't dating. Clearly, that's why my video was titled My Situationship, because that's what it was. It was a situation, and I wanted to jump ship. So after that whole thing, I thought things were going to get a lot better, and they didn't. But going into it, I was going into a new apartment. I was going to live with my best friend at the time. I was getting a new job. At the time, I thought I was just living a fun life, like a fun 20-something-year-old life. You know, I was partying every night. I was going out. I had all these little friends, and I have a little friend group, and we're all hanging out all the time, and it's so fun. And that was really the downfall, because I was partying all the time, and because I was partying all the time, I was gaining weight, like a lot of weight. I'm not saying gaining weight is bad, it's just that I was gaining a ton of weight that I had worked so long to get rid of. Growing up, I was really overweight, and so it was always a thing like, I worked so hard to get this off, and seeing it all come back really messed with me, because I was like, oh my god, I'm a failure. I failed at life. Not saying that that's what happens with gaining weight. Not saying that. That was just me personally. My mental health was not okay at this time. It didn't help because all my clothes did not fit. And not to sidetrack and not to put it on someone else, the little person I had a situationship with really messed up my mental health when it came to my weight. It was like he wouldn't talk to me when a picture showed that I looked a little bigger than usual. And so anytime that happened, it like kind of messed with me now, because I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody's gonna want me. But that's not true. I became the unhappiest I've ever been in life. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still attempting to deal with it. I honestly didn't recognize myself, and even looking in the video, I know that was March, but looking at that video, I don't even look like myself to me, and that's kind of crazy. So I tried to lean on friends that I thought were my friends, but they were not. Anyway, I went on a cruise in July, and it was so fun. I had a lot of fun. I went home for a week, and then I went on the cruise for a week before I went back to work, because I had work. Yeah, so I was gone for 2 weeks. And in the beginning of those weeks, it was the little friend group, and they're all like, oh, Kayla, we miss you. We miss you so much, Kayla. And then by the end, no, it was only one person talking about me. And it wasn't the person that I lived with or the person that I used to live with. It was just the one person that I guess was still my friend in the friend group. But during those 2 weeks, they decided that I was not their friend anymore. So it's July. I get back, it's like a week or two. They're still talking to me, but then the next week, the one stops talking to me completely. I'm like, that's weird. She's not even talking in the group chat. Like, that's weird. And then I mentioned it to the other friend. You know, this is the friend I live with. I mentioned it to her, and I was like, I don't know what I did. Like, she's just not talking to me. Can you like mention it to her and see like why? And maybe because like I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. I don't think if I did, I would like to fix it. And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, do you have any idea of like what happened? And she was like, I don't know. And that would be on our car rides. So then it would just be me sad in the car ride. And then she started telling me, she was like, oh my gosh, her and I have the best times all the time. Like we hang out all the time. And I was like, I'm the one that introduced them. And they were just cutting me off. And then I'd be like, well, like, why aren't we all hanging out? And then she would be like, well, you never even liked her. And I said, I did. We used to hang out all the time. She was my roommate. Let me clarify, because you might be confused. The one girl that stopped talking to me after the cruise, she was my roommate before. And then the other person that I'm talking to is my roommate currently. So now they're hanging out. So the current roommate is the one that I'm asking, what's happening? Sorry, I keep looking at myself because I'm trying to figure out if I'm in focus, but I guess I am. So I keep asking her, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, can we hang out? And so then she just keeps telling me all about how fun they're having. And then she starts telling me how she hates living in Florida because she just moved to Florida. And I don't want to go into all this, but this is like a part of the story of like how my mental health got to where it got. So I started to get really sad at this point, and I was like, I don't really feel like I like fit in anywhere. I don't have any friends as like I did, and I gained weight, so I'm really unhappy with that. And I had all this other stuff going on in my life at this time. And she was like, well, if you hate it here, like I know I hate it here, like I actually hate it so much here, I plan to move. And I said, oh. And then she said, so if you like wanted to leave, we could do that. And I said, oh, good to know, good to know. That was it. I get busy with work because of my new job. I get busy. She starts telling me how she's constantly waiting for me to get home. And then when I want to have, like, I get home from working an 8-hour day, actually 10 hours almost, because I have to leave an hour early and then I don't get home till like an hour after. And so it's like a 10-hour day. And I have no time for myself during this job. And so I get home and I'm like, oh, I just want to take some time, like sit there, watch TV, do whatever. And she starts getting mad at me. And she's like, well, I've been waiting for you all day. Like, I didn't ask you to wait for me. But this is where it starts fizzling, because that's how it goes. It's like the next week, I come out of my room. I'm in my room. I come out and she goes, you know, my mom's really mad at you. And I say, why? And she goes, because you want to move. And I said, oh. I was like, I'm not planning to move. So she told me how mad her mom was at me because I'm trying to get out of the lease when I wasn't. Then she goes, well, are you applying to jobs? And I said, because I was like, currently 6 a.m. and I'm realizing my audio went out while I'm editing this. But what I'm saying in this clip is that I was applying to production jobs because I hated my job and I felt like I had no friends and I hated my state of living. So I applied to all these jobs everywhere, but I wasn't going to get it because I didn't have any experience. So I was never getting a job anyway. It was not a good time. Again, I was going through a lot of things. So I was like, yeah, I'm planning, like I'm applying to jobs kind of everywhere. I don't think any though, because they're not, like, no one thinks I have experience for all these entry-level jobs. So I was like, I'm applying to like whatever I can try, but I don't think I'm gonna get anything. And then I say, I'm just trying to really apply it anywhere because I'm not the happiest currently. And then she goes, well, I love Florida and I have so many friends. And I say, oh, okay. And then I walk back in my room. The sun starts fading because then one of her other friends moves, and it was literally, I remember the day. She was like, I was like, oh, you want to ask her to hang out? And she said that she was helping her friend unpack, which was fine. And then I said, well, can you hang out later in the week? And she said, no, I'm going to hang out with her all week. And then we stopped hanging out after that. She hangs out with someone that fully stalked me. And I say, what's happening with this? Like, what? This really upsets me. And she was like, well, I wasn't even there. And I feel so bad that they left me out. Like, this hurts. And I said, oh, well, you see, like, how you feel currently with that is how I feel with you guys cutting me out. And then she said, it's not the same. And I said, oh, okay. okay. And I said, well, can we try to work on things? Because I feel like we're separating and I don't want to end this year not being friends. And then like the lease year. And then she was like, I don't want to do that either. Like, I want to stay friends. And then she completely cut me out. So because of everything going on, I felt so alone for the first time in my life. Yeah, like I still had friends, but I didn't have like a best friend, a close friend, someone that I could talk to, which is kind of crazy. Those friendships officially stopped in August. And since then, I've been making some new friends. They're not friendships where it feels like I'm completely like open to them, like we're great friends, like we are good friends, but we're not like, you know, like I'm gonna tell you I ate weird bread today, like, you know, like that stuff. I don't know why that was my first thing to come up with. Weird bread. My job was not making me happy, so I was like, oh, let me change that up. I got that job in May, and so it took from May to November for me to get a different transfer in the same company, but a different transfer. I transferred again, and I'm so much happier there. I have no stress there. I do have a little bit of stress because I did mess up one of the days. It was like my third day out of training, and I like fully messed up, but it was fine. Everything was fine. But I'm so much happier. It has all the people I used to work with, and like years ago, back in 22 to 23. So it has all those people, and they're all the people I hang out with at like parties and stuff too. So it feels much better. Much better. It was just really cliquey at the other one, and nobody opened up because they had worked there for years and years. So they were like, oh, we don't really know you. And I was like, I get that. So I'm also part-time again at my old job, like the one I had in the summer. That was a full-time job, and so it didn't allow me to do anything. I was there every day, and it was awful in the heat. But now I'm part-time again, so it allows me to give away shifts, and it allows me to work on my production journey. Because I can give away, it allows me to work on production and do all that. And that's why I've been home a month. I've been home a whole month. I had enough money from my production stuff to come home. So in November, I did 2 production jobs. I did one at my old location. It was for one of their events. And then I did one with 2 really big companies. I don't think I can say it. If I can, that's cool, but I don't think I can. So I'm not going to say. It was really cool. I got to meet a lot of celebrities. I don't know. It was such an experience, and it made me go, oh my gosh, I really love this field. I want to work in it. I was so scared going into it. I was like, what if I hate it? What if I never want to do this? And it ended up being so fun. I love production, and I'm glad that I can do it. So I also turned 25 in November. A lot of things happened in November, and I didn't have a party or anything for 25. I felt really alone for 25. I felt like nobody cared about me. Which isn't true, because my one friend that did stay from that group, she took me out to dinner, and she made me feel so special and so loved. And I know there's people out there that do care about me, and I just have to find them. They're out there. I just have to find them. Some friendships are only for a chapter, and some are for the whole book. It's been a slow process, but I have been getting better. I don't cry anymore. That's a lie. I don't cry every day now, which is good. Yeah, it's been a slow process. I'm trying to find my way back into the world. I've been having a little quarter life crisis. Not been fun, but I'm thinking it's gonna get better. And so that's what I really want to do with these videos in the next year. I want to push myself out of my comfort zone. I want to make myself do things. I want to, find my way back to me, because I haven't seen her in a while. And if you are feeling the same, that you are just out of place, looking for your way back, maybe we can do this adventure together. We can be here for each other. Yeah. But this year I'm going to make a lot of choices. You know, I'm gonna push myself for new jobs. I'm gonna push myself to meet new people, date again. I haven't dated. I had one guy I was talking to, and anyway, that's for another day. This is fun. I like doing this little sit down talk. This video has been kind of similar to what I do in my journal though, where I just let out everything that's been bothering me, and then only good stuff comes back, you know? So that's what I'm doing. And that's what you should do too. If you want to rant in the comments, go off. Okay, this is the safe space to do it. We're all here for each other. And while I'm maybe trying to change and fix myself, one thing about me that will never change is my outro. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!